how's it going, everyone? I am back. So basically lately I've been spending a ton of time looking at different apps to use for business and specifically photography and video work, which is what I've been doing. If you can hear that music, it's Vaporwave, which I haven't listened to for a while, but I'm just gonna pause that. Okay. Yeah, so I've been looking at a lot of different apps, and because I want to do a lot of email marketing and automation and lead generation. So there's a lot of different apps out there that do different things. So there are CRMs, which are, I have to look that up because I keep forgetting what that stands for. I just know that it's contact management. Oh, here, hold on. I gotta start recording this. Actually, I'm gonna record the screen. It chooses where on the screen to record. I press enter and it starts. All right, so I'm recording the screen now. I needed to anyway, it just started. So yeah, so I'm looking for a CRM. I'm looking for a bunch of different things. Obviously, maybe not obviously, but if you're trying to start a business, you want different ways to help you do the business. So you're gonna want probably a social media management app to manage your Instagram, your Facebook, whatever apps you're using. Mostly I'm gonna be doing Instagram and YouTube, and then I'll be posting on Twitter and stuff, but I don't think that's gonna be as big. It's not gonna be as useful to me. And then maybe all these other ones that I'm just gonna do just because to be on different platforms, but mostly Instagram, YouTube. So I want an app that can automate a lot of that stuff, that can speed it up if I want to schedule a bunch of different posts at one time. So there's a bunch of different apps that do that. There's a billion of them out there. Hootsuite, Sprout Social, Buffer, Planoly, Later. That's just a few of them. So then I also want to be able to manage my tasks and my projects, because I have a bunch of different projects I want to work on. For example, I need to get equipment. So that might be a project because I have to figure out how to get the money to get the equipment, what equipment I need to get, and that kind of stuff. That's a small project because I kind of already know what I need. But another one might be, another project would be finding some of these apps to use. So that takes a while because you have to dig through all these hundreds of apps just to find the right ones that work for what you need. Then I need to, so that's another project. Another project is I need to figure out landing pages and figure out the branding. I need to figure out what the branding is. So that takes, you have to create the aesthetic, you have to create the mission of the brand, you have to think about what the products are that you produce and all this other stuff. So that's another project. So I need a project management app, and then I also have a bunch of different business ideas I want to work on. So one is I have my friend that I want to help market for his he's also a photographer, much better than me and much more established, and he wants to do workshops. So he's done them before, but we want to create a much better way to schedule people. So that's one business project I'm working on. And then another one is my photography and video work, content creation. And then another one is another idea that I've talked with another friend of mine, which also has to do with content creation, but it's a different project. So there's at least 3 projects here. In addition to, I also work for another company for surgery work. So I'm trying to figure out how to organize that one too. So I need a project management system app that works and that you can create multiple projects and then tasks within those projects. So it has to be fairly robust. It doesn't have to be the most robust app out there, but it can't just be a simple task list, because I have multiple projects. There's say 3 projects, and under those there's tasks and then subtasks. So I've used several different apps for that sort of thing in the past. But lately I've been looking at a few different ones. But then I need an app for marketing and automation. So email marketing, finding are creating automatic ways so that when I send someone to a link, they can fill out a form so I get their email, so then I can do email marketing to them, send them additional emails after that, and then I can send them to a booking link so that they can book an appointment, a session, a photo shoot, and then they'll get an invoice so they can pay for it. And all that you can do manually, and that's a lot of work. Or you can use one of these marketing apps to do all that automatically, and which means that it'll automatically, once they fill out the form, it'll automatically send them an invoice through the email saying, hey, here's your invoice. After that, it'll automatically send, however you want to set it up, it'll send another email saying a confirmation email, and then and a booking. So maybe I have the booking on the landing page, or maybe it sends an email for them to book. And then after we shoot, I can click another automatic campaign where it will send them another email saying thank you. And then maybe in that marketing campaign, in another 2 weeks, it'll send them another email saying, would you like to do this for $100 or whatever product I might have that I might want to try to sell somebody. So, and there's a lot of different things you can do with automation. And so there's several different apps that do that, but I want to show you a couple that I've been looking at. So this one is Keap right here, which was previously Infusionsoft, which still exists, but now there's both of them. And Keap is the one that looks better, nicer, more updated, and it's simpler from what I understand. But right here you have your contacts. So like I'm looking for, that was another, I just created this account, so it's like talking to me, telling me what to do. But CRM is another app that I've been looking at. So like you have all these apps, and you could do all these apps separately. You could have a separate CRM that's just a CRM. Oh yeah, I was gonna look up what CRM is. Okay, hold on. What is CRM? CRM is customer relationship management. Okay. And basically most CRMs you can put your contacts on there, and then, which are potential customers, and then you put them through some kind of a funnel, like a marketing funnel, where it's like first you have they're a lead, and then you figure out how to sell them something, market something to them, and then they're a customer, and then you get their payment, and then you try to market to them further. So you put them through some sort of a funnel. It could be a really long funnel, it could be simple. So that's a CRM. And typically, if it's just a CRM, from what I've seen, it's just contacts, tasks for the contacts, and like emails involved there, and then ways to contact them, and then putting them through some sort of a funnel. And that's kind of a basic CRM. But apps like this one, Keap, which is really nice because it combines a lot of the different apps together in one. So you have the CRM, which is the contacts, and you can, let's say I added some contacts, they would be listed. So here's one, Perkins Vandelay. I made that one up. If you know what Vandelay is from, then you're cooler than most people. Just so of course the first name is different. So if you understand the reference of Vandelay, you're basically way cooler than anybody else in the world, in the planet. But so you add contacts, and then under the contacts, Drips Agency is just another email I created, which is, so let's say it's Perkins Vandelay of Drips Agency, that's their company. And you can do things like add details, like their phone number. This is actually my work phone number. So I don't have to block that because that's not anybody else's but mine. And then you can put their information, like their address. Here you can see what kind of emails you've sent them, so that it brings all that into this app from your Gmail or whatever app you use for email. And then you can see it all right here in the app. You can see anything you've booked. So this is another thing that Keap does, is that it has a booking feature, which is really nice because that's also a separate app you could use. There's multiple booking apps like Acuity, and so like all these things are in one app, where you might have all these different apps to do all these different things. And there's pluses and minuses to each option. The plus is if you wanted to use separate apps, is a lot of times they can be a lot more robust. There's that word again, robust. They can have more features. They can do a lot more separately. But then of course you're using a bunch of different apps and you have to switch between them all. The nice thing about Keap is that it's all in one app and you can just switch in between each feature and use them. And the features like the booking and the CRM, they're pretty fleshed out in here. So if you're like more advanced or you have like a big business and you need more features than what this can provide, you might have to switch to something else like Infusionsoft, which I believe is more fleshed out, or another thing like Salesforce or something which can scale up. I'm not sure how Keap can scale up, but really it does way more than I need it to do right. Well, not way more. I think I could use most of the features right now even without making any money in my business. I could actually use the features. I want to use all the features it has, but I don't know how far it can probably scale up to like a medium-sized business, at least I would imagine. So there's contacts, and then there's also booking, which is this right here, scheduling. And then one cool thing about this with Keap is that it has text messaging built in. So you can text message your contacts too, which is really nice, because I don't think a lot of other marketing apps, well, I don't know. I've looked at a few, but I've only looked at a couple of them that are more fleshed out, more robust. I'm trying to avoid using the word robust because I've used it so many times. I'm just going to use it, okay? So I haven't looked at a ton of more robust apps like Keap, but this one, Keap, you can do text messaging. And also you can create a business line for you, I believe through Google Voice. So I actually have to see if I can keep it after if I stop using Keap, because I am looking at another app, which I'll show you in a second, which I already had popped up, which is Vbout. But so that's another cool thing about this one is you can integrate your phone number and text message people through the app itself, which is super nice. And then you have tasks. So this is, I think, basic task list. So you have what it is, your date, your due date, reminder, notes. So and if it's associated to a contact, so you can have tasks through the app. But it's not a project management app. You can do some tasks related to contacts, but I would use another app for project management. Man, it's really warm in my room because the sun hits the window, so it gets warm in here, but it's cooling off because it's 5 right now. So I would need a couple other apps other than this app. I would need a social media management app, and I would need a project management app because this doesn't do projects really. So then it has the booking, which we already looked at, and you can have a booking link which you can send to people to book, and you can use other apps like Acuity, like I mentioned before, but this one's built in, which is really nice. Then you have the invoices, which is also really nice. So again, you could use an invoicing app. There's other ones out there, but Keap has the invoicing built in. And all of this is integrated into each other. So like if you have a contact in here, you can use the same information in Keap to create the invoice for them. You can put them through a marketing process, which includes sending them an invoice automatically, and then it shows up in Keap. So it's super nice. And then you have, broadcast, which is email. So now you have email marketing, which again, you could use another app for that, like MailChimp is the biggest one. There's other ones too. But the thing with MailChimp is while it's really good for email marketing, it's not like Keap, where Keap also has a good CRM built into it. So you would also need a separate CRM instead of MailChimp. I don't think it has a really good CRM. And then you would also need all these other features like invoicing and all this other stuff. So it's nice that Keap has email marketing in it. You can send emails to all your customers through Keap. And then it has, what is this, reporting or what? Oh, so this is the pipeline, which typically, yes, thank you very much. So this is where you typically in your CRM, you'll have some sort of a pipeline that you put your potential customers through. So, well, the point is it's nice that this has a CRM as well as all these other features built into it. But this is like a lot of power right here. The campaigns. Campaigns is where you create the automation, like the marketing automation. You can do a whole bunch of things here. You can create landing pages, so you can send people. You can put it in your bio and Instagram. People will click on that and go to the landing page. You can have all sorts. It's basically a website that you can create, and you can do all sorts of things. So, like if you want to find new people to sell products to, you can just have a form where they fill out their information, their name, their phone number, email, and then they'll submit it. And then through this, let's say you create a campaign where they submit the form, then you can have it automatically send them an email. You can have it automatically send them an opt-in to get marketing from you so that you can send them more emails in the future. You can have it automatically send them an invoice to pay for something, whatever you want to do. I haven't played with it too much. I don't know. There might be an option to sell them actual products, like if you have a separate website or if you have products through Keap. I'm not sure if you can have. I know you can have products through Keap. I'm not sure if you can fulfill like actual products, like if you were selling, I don't know, mugs or something. So I'm not sure about the storefront on Keap. If there is one, it might just be that you connect it to your pre-existing storefront. But anyway, there's a lot you can do with campaigns, and I've been actually working on figuring out the campaigns for the past few days, over the past weekend. This weekend, it's Monday right now, and yeah, it's very powerful, and I've gotten the hang of it now. I've played around with it and created a campaign. It's real simple and it looks bad, but I created it, so I'm happy about that. And so there's a lot you can do there. And then this is reporting, so you can see a whole bunch of different things here. And one of the big things is email engagement or status, so like whether or not they've opted in for marketing emails. So that's important, and I finally found out where that is. Seeing if they've opted in or not is an important thing, but I still have to figure out how that works. The point is, an app like this is really nice because it combines all these different things into one. And if you're paying for each of these apps separately, like if you're paying for MailChimp separately, like Acuity, like Hootsuite, what else? Like a CRM, all that adds up together. So it's like, anywhere from 20, 30, 50, 60 bucks for each of these apps separately. This one, I believe it's like $70 for the cheaper version, and then 150 if you want more of the features. Like I think the campaigns is in the $150 one. I'm not sure, but I paid 1 month for Keap for those extra features because I wanted to do the automation. So the point of all this is, first of all, it takes super long time to go through all these different apps and figure out what they do and what they can do for you. My goal was to try to find the fewest apps that I would have to use, which means that they would all have to be a bunch of different features combined. And that's difficult to do because sometimes one app will have some features but not another one, and another one will have some features but not another feature. And so you're like, well, which one do I choose? This one which has the text messaging, or this one that doesn't have text messaging but it has like something else, I don't know, whatever. So it's like comparing them all the time and figuring it out. So then I found Vbout recently through Instagram. I save a lot of Instagram ads. It's funny because right now Instagram, it was sending me all these different kinds of ads, but then I started looking at ads that were focusing on like photography apps or project management apps or social media management apps. And then now all the ads on my Instagram are just those things, are just like different apps for photography, different apps for marketing, different apps for social media, CRMs. So that's all the ads. So I just save them all because I like to compare different things to see if it's something that would be cool to use. But Vbout was one of them, and it was like, its marketing was like, hey, we're better than Keap and these other apps that are marketing apps because they do everything that Keap does, but then they do like these other things. So one thing that I noticed that was cool about Vbout is that they had social media management built in, which is pretty big because what I was going to do is use Keap, and then I was going to get like Hootsuite, which is going to be an additional, however much that is, $30 or depending on the features that you want. And then there's also Sprout Social, which is a more affordable option than Hootsuite, unless you're doing the base configuration. But anyway, the point is, I was going to do a separate social media management app, but then I found Vbout, and they already do social media management. So if we go to solutions here, we can see. So they do automation, which is also what Keap does. They do lead management. Again, that Keap does that. Email marketing, Keap does that. Landing pages, Keap does that. Social media, Keap does not do that. So potentially, if I used Vbout, I wouldn't have to pay additionally for another social media management app. Now, it doesn't do YouTube, but I guess that's fine because I can just do YouTube separately, and you can schedule videos on YouTube. So that's not a big problem, but like I think Hootsuite does do YouTube. Sprout Social doesn't right now, as far as I know, but they said that they would probably do that in the near future from what I remember talking to them about. So I was like, well, dang, if Vbout is basically the same as Keap, but you can also do your social media management through Vbout, and then, you know, that can be integrated into everything else, then that sounds good to me. So I think I signed up here. Let me see if I can log in. Well, here, let me show you. So like, this is a list I created of everything that I would like to have through apps. So marketing wise, I need a CRM, email marketing and campaigns to create automation, marketing automation, lead management. I need a pipeline, which is standard in CRMs, appointment booking, invoicing and payments, text messaging automation. Well, so Keap is not automatic text messages, I don't think, but you can send text messages to your clients. So it's not a big deal if it doesn't have that. It's nice that Keap has it. I would still probably have to get a separate text messaging marketing app to use to send actual text messages for marketing purposes, which I'll probably do sometime in the future because that's just another way to contact people and to market to people. So, but that's not something that it needs to have necessarily. It would be nice though. One cool thing with Keap was that it had the phone line that you could create for your business and the text messaging built in to Keap, which is really nice. So I'm not sure if the Vbout, I'm not sure if Vbout has that. It doesn't show up here. I would have to look it up, maybe, yeah, I don't know. So like Vbout was saying, hey, we have everything that Keap does, but we're better because we have these other things. Well, I'm not seeing the texting. And I think they have actually a comparing thing. Get started. Have something where you can compare them. I don't know where it is. Anyway. And then I wanted reporting. Obviously, I think that's something every app has. So. And then as far as project management, I wanted team communication and chat with my business team, projects, tasks, and then a content approval system. So if I created a video, I wanted someone to look at it and approve it to make sure it's good and all that stuff. Social media management, which would be like Hootsuite, Sprout Social, or Later, or whatever. So these are the different apps that I wanted and what I wanted them to do, basically. So Keap does a lot of these different things, including, I think, everything in the marketing, but not the social media management, and not really project management. It looks like Vbout does basically everything here except potentially the messaging and the phone. And it doesn't seem to do messaging automation. So, but again, that's something I would have to get a separate app for. So it doesn't look like it has the phone, but I haven't looked at it thoroughly yet, so I'm not sure. I still have to look at it. I'll make another video if I find out that it actually does have a phone built in and messaging, text messaging. It doesn't, I don't think, have project management, which again is fine because that's another app I would have had to use anyway. So I'm gonna look at Vbout and see how it compares to Keap, see what features one has over the other, and the pricing, but it looks like it might be similarly priced. Actually, this is saying $100 a month, which would be $50 less than Keap. So I gotta see what makes Keap better for $50 if it does. Now, one thing, I like how Keap looks, but again, I'll have to find out. So these are the things I'm working on right now. It's a lot of just like going back and forth between different apps to see which one has what and what I can use. I've already paid for Keap for 1 month, but if I can find out that what is it? Vbout? I don't understand that name. Vbout. If Vbout looks better, maybe I'll just see if I can cancel Keap and go for Vbout. $100 for all these different features is not an expensive price, because if you're paying for all these things differently or separately, it's going to be like, what is MailChimp? What is the price of MailChimp? Free. So they have a free version with 2,000 contacts. So that's nice. So they have a free version. And then if you were doing Sprout Social, so if you just do the standard, it's $100. So right there is $100 just for a social media management app. And Vbout has that built in along with a CRM and all these other things. So this can be a much better deal potentially. Now, Sprout Social and Hootsuite, they're really fleshed out. They have a lot of options and things you can do. But if Vbout provides some of those options and maybe I don't need the other options, it could be good initially until I build up my business where I'm making money and I have a lot more things going on, and I may need to be like, okay, I need to go to Sprout Social or I need to go to Hootsuite, and I'm going to switch. What would be cool is if there was one app with all this and it costs like $200 or something like that, But if you have any other apps that where like if everything here was in it and it worked really well and it was all pretty fleshed out, there's that word again, fleshed out, then let me know. But that's it. I mean, hopefully right now I'm going to keep using Keap probably for the next month. I'm going to still look at Vbout, and I may switch if it looks as good as Keap, because it has that social media marketing aspect. And then I'm just going to be creating automation and marketing where I'm selling photo shoots for my brand Summer Mood, which is my photography business, basically photography and video work. And then I'll go from there, and I'll try to get some clients that way, because I'm paying $150 for Keap. I better make at least $150 this month. You know what I'm saying? And then I also bought a camera, the Sony a7 III with a lens. So I bought it used, so I got a pretty good deal. But that's still like $1,800 that I've spent on that. So really, I should be looking at trying to make $2,000 back in the next couple months with these marketing apps that I'm looking at, or else what's the point? The whole point of all this is to make some money, right? So that's where I'm at. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.